Princess Eugenie is seen for first time with husband Jack Brooksbank since those Capri photos as they land in Scotland with baby son for crisis talks with parents Prince Andrew and Fergie at Balmoral, as Duke faces potentially 2 U.S. sex abuse lawsuits. Princess Eugenie and her husband Jack Brooksbank were on their way to Balmoral today to join her beleaguered father Prince Andrew after a bombshell U.S. lawsuit accused him of sex abuse. The Duke of York's younger daughter will be at the Queen's Scottish Highlands holiday home amid crisis talks for the senior royals after Virginia Roberts, a victim of pedophile billionaire Jeffrey Epstein, accused him of rape in court documents filed on Monday. The princess jetted into Aberdeen Airport with her family on a commercial BA flight from London Heathrow which arrived at around 3:20 p.m. Eugenie was first off the plane, followed closely by Jack and their nanny carrying baby son August down the stairs to an awaiting Range Rover. It is also the first time the couple have been pictured together since Jack was spotted sipping rosé on a vintage speedboat off the Italian coast while surrounded by bikini-clad models. A source close to Jack said he was on a business trip to Capri for his tequila brand Casamigos. The couple appeared to make a quick stop to chat with ground staff while their luggage was offloaded before driving off the tarmac towards Balmoral Castle. Her father Prince Andrew arrived yesterday, traveling by car with his ex-wife Sarah, Duchess of York, for their annual August jaunt while his lawyers held crisis talks over the case launched by Ms. Roberts. The 61-year-old was already on his way to Scotland when the legal summons landed at his Royal Lodge home in Windsor. However, with the legal action hanging over him, the prince could be in for some awkward discussions with his mother. Miss Roberts claims she was forced to have sex with him and was lent out for sexual purposes by pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Yesterday a lawyer described the legal action as a grenade waiting to go off. Astonishingly, Andrew has yet to make any public comment about the lawsuit. The Duke of York has always vehemently denied all charges made by Ms. Roberts. Andrew, who normally flies to Aberdeen by private jet for his visits to Balmoral, appeared to have taken steps to avoid photographers this time after apparently flying to a different airport, or even driving the whole way. Earlier today Ms. Roberts's legal team claimed Prince Andrew had stonewalled against efforts at cooperation for the last 5 years, as it was revealed that the Duke of York could face a second lawsuit from another of Jeffrey Epstein's victims. David Boyes, who is representing Ms. Roberts in her U.S. civil case against the 61-year-old son of the Queen, said the Duke's legal team had been totally uncooperative in attempts to discuss the abuse claims made by his client. "We've reached out to Prince Andrew's legal team a number of times over the last 5 years, we've made an attempt to engage with him to give him an opportunity to tell his side of the story, to provide any explanation or context that he might have for his actions to try to resolve this without the necessity of litigation. Every such effort has been rebuffed," he told Sky News today. He added, "They have totally stonewalled us just like they've stonewalled the criminal prosecutors in the United States." It comes as it was today revealed that the prince could face another U.S. lawsuit from one of Jeffrey Epstein's victims who accused the royal of groping her breasts in a sickening attack involving a spitting image puppet of himself gifted to him by Ghislaine Maxwell. Joanna Sjöberg has accused the Duke of York of sexually assaulting her when she was 21 years old and working as pedophile Epstein's PA. The incident is alleged to have taken place in front of Ms. Roberts, now known as Virginia Giuffre, who has launched a bombshell legal action accusing Andrew of rape. The lawsuit, filed on Roberts' 38th birthday, claims that she was loaned to the British royal and forced to have sex with Andrew 3 times on the orders of Epstein, fearing she would be killed if she disobeyed. Ms. Sjöberg, now 43, had previously been unable to sue because of the amount of time since the alleged attack. But a pending U.S. law change could now allow her to bring her allegations to court. It came as Prince Andrew's working life was left hanging by a thread as he arrived in Balmoral with his ex-wife Sarah, Duchess of York, for a holiday with the Queen last night, just 24 hours after a bombshell U.S. lawsuit accused him of sex abuse. Representatives for Prince Andrew, who vehemently denies any wrongdoing, last night offered no comment to the sex abuse allegations. Meanwhile, his legal team, consisting of leading defense solicitor Gary Bloxham, who has represented Premier League stars such as Jason Punchin in the past, and leading QC Claire Montgomery, a extradition lawyer once used by Chilean dictator Augusto Pinochet, were said to be in discussions last night on how to respond. Joanna is the second Epstein victim to claim that Andrew had attacked her while on his knee at the billionaire's New York home. M. Sjöberg has accused the Duke of groping her by taking a spitting image puppet of himself and placing its hand on her breast after being jetted to the U.S. by Epstein to entertain the prince in around 2001. In another account, she described Andrew touching her breasts while the puppet was used to grope Virginia Roberts. She said that she was recruited by Maxwell in 2001, when she was a student at Palm Beach Atlantic College. Sjöberg was under the impression she was being hired as a personal assistant, but she soon realized her job was to provide sexual massages to Epstein, who she has said told her that he needed to have 3 orgasms a day. She claims she was punished when Epstein failed to orgasm as a result of one of her massages, which Maxwell allegedly told her were necessary because she, Maxwell, would not be able to please him as much as he needed, and that is why there were other girls around. The beleaguered royal drove into the monarch's private Scottish estate for their annual August jaunt while his lawyers held crisis talks over the case launched by Virginia Roberts Giuffre. She alleged she was sexually abused by Andrew when she was 17 and that he knew she was the teenage victim of sex trafficking. Miss Roberts claims she was forced to have sex with him and was lent out for sexual purposes by pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Yesterday, a lawyer described the legal action as a grenade waiting to go off. Astonishingly, Andrew, 61, has yet to make any public comment about the lawsuit and instead traveled to Scotland with his ex-wife. His dog arrived at Balmoral in a separate car an hour earlier, suggesting the prince could be planning it would be very ill-advised, I think, for anyone to sort of thumb their nose at a federal court. If he did, obviously there would be a default judgment entered against him, which I think no one really wants to have happen. He added, "They just have totally stonewalled, they have refused to provide any explanation, they refuse to engage in any discussions, they refuse to provide any facts. They've even refused to respond to any of the allegations that been made in any reasonable way." Referring to the now infamous photograph of the prince with his arm around Miss Roberts, he said a jury would have to consider if Andrew had been truthful about whether they had met. Her case is a civil lawsuit seeking unspecified damages, not a criminal case. But experts warned evidence uncovered during civil proceedings could potentially be used by criminal authorities. Andrew has always strongly denied any wrongdoing. A spokesperson for Prince Andrew told Mail Online this evening there would be no comment on the civil suit.